Other form is answer money na kwaba at the back Ghanatube. So the former leaves a court in some seminal. Aye de Japan, just say Omafa kuti kwampa edi abansi kandepa say Attorney General on form hunche omokra siano cases ahodo a chese Attorney General abeto ni table so a ode court ni de anohye odo for Ghana fo bebre na akasecha Attorney General no ye bona basu ye pa because niama oye ne de ne kwan so ango aban dada no sika ankofo edi ne de anohye pa ti bebre na abo Attorney General abaso pan OSP chese okwan a yedi eye Ken Ofoyata ye former finance minister kwan yedi ne faso no obia se ne kwan so anodofo chese ye sika e dey build the economy of Ghana odofo nti yesi Attorney General OSP ejuma obo ye ne de ne kwan so anodofo cases ahodo a akwako pimo court ne de chese aye de Japan Ghana fo no obia che omadwe so a yesi a step in the right direction odofo when a breaking news about to drag concerning court in some Attorney General OSP any kwanya John Dramani Mahama NDC for abanwe kwanya omofa so the retrieve sika the ability the economy no for we any ahodo be breaking news about to drag so be nyina bro e Ghana to of man ko ye ko tie nsem a ekoso e Ghana ha na mbajisi e Ghanatube so
he announced the arrest and detention of suspects Kobna Idubohi and his wife Angela Ej Boateng. The Economic and Organized Crime Office had gathered credible intelligence regarding a criminal enterprise that had been operated by the former Chief Executive Officer of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company Limited, Mr. Hanan Abdul Wahab. Initial estimate put the amount of money pilfered by Mr. Abdul Wahab and his collaborators at the time at around 58 million Ghana cedis, far in excess of the 49 million suspected to have been stolen by Mr. Idubohi and his co-accused persons. I call the criminal enterprise operated by Abdul Wahab and his collaborators at Buffer Stock the rumble in the jungle, not only because of the huge amount of money at stake, but because of the fact that while food suppliers were wailing and gnashing their teeth due to failure to pay them for supplies to the Buffer Stock, and while our school kids were being denied nutrition under the school feeding program for lack of funds, Mr. Abdul Wahab and his collaborators were busy lawlessly looting funds meant for the program. That is jungle behavior. The informal meaning of the word rumble is to discover illicit activity or the perpetrator of the illicit activity. Through painstaking investigations, the EOCO discovered this illicit criminal enterprise run by a gang of corrupt, lawless officials at the Buffer Stock Company. On June 25, 2025, the EOCO conducted a coordinated operation based upon their initial investigations, which resulted in the arrest of Mr. Abdul Wahab, former Chief Executive of Buffer Stock, his wife Faiza Seydou Wuni, and then James Atieku, the Buffer Stock manager for the northern sector, who was based in Tamale. The operation also led to the arrest of Emmanuel Atta, head of corporate affairs of NAFCO. The arrest followed initial intelligence and assessment by EOCO, who suggested that while serving as CEO of Buffer Stock between 2017 and 2024, Mr. Abdul Wahab colluded with his wife, Faiza Seydou Wuni, Richard Sam, head of finance, Bismarck Owusu Boache, Finance Department, and Emmanuel Atta, Corporate Affairs Manager, and others to create an elaborate criminal enterprise that was used to steal and launder public funds from the Buffer Stock Company. Within the period between 2017 and 2024, Mr. Abdul Wahab, in concert with Richard Sam Asante and Bismarck Owusu Boache, orchestrated the transfer of 78,269,084 Ghana cedis and 4 pesos from the bank accounts of Buffer Stock Company to a private company linked to Hanan Abdul Wahab, his wife, and staff of Buffer Stock at Republic Bank and EcoBank. Evidence shows that the funds were instantly retransferred to companies owned by Abdul Wahab himself, and companies and entities owned and associated with him and his wife. Similarly, evidence shows that between December 2017 and May 2019, Hanan Abdul Wahab transferred 5,495,780 Ghana cedis and 36 pesos from Buffer Stock Company accounts to 2 bank accounts belonging to Aludiba Enterprise, one of his companies at Republic Bank and ABSA. Aludiba Enterprise is not a registered supplier of Buffer Stock Company. Hanan Abdul Wahab between 2019 to January 2022 also orchestrated some suppliers to transfer an amount of 11,998,830 Ghana cedis, 48 pesos, to an entity owned by a staff of Buffer Stock, and later instructed the staff to retransfer the funds to a company owned and run by himself and his wife.
Well, that's the Attorney General giving details of the rumble in the jungle. And these are the charges that he says, as of yesterday, all things being preferred against these people. I'm talking about the husband and wife. Stealing, conspiracy to steal, willfully causing financial loss to the state, using public office for profit. And as Martin People has referenced a few times, there's a template that is running through at least all 3 cases that are on trial now, except the SkyTrain one.
Yeah.
So you have this Buffer Stock one, husband and wife alleged to have been, the masterminds of this, as the Attorney General described it, the criminal enterprise. You have the National Service scandal, the Deputy Director General and the husband also establishing a company, Blocks of Life. And then you have the National Signals Bureau as well, husband and wife, all of that involved. But I tell you what, why does the Attorney General describe this as a rumble in the jungle? According to his account, these are their properties that were acquired with the alleged proceeds of crime. 5-bedroom house at Chain Homes, over $1.6 million. And from the details of the documents that we have seen here on Key Point, much of it was paid with fiscal cash. This over $1.6 million was paid fiscal cash, majority of it, for this house at Chain Homes around the the place. And there's a 3-bedroom house, cantonments, $600,000. Plots of land at airport development, $750,000. There's a 17-bedroom boutique hotel at Gumani in Tamale, $250,000. That's Gumani in Tamale, $250,000. There's a 4-bedroom bungalow situated at Jowolo, over 4 million Ghana cedis.
Did you say the 17-bedroom property is 250? No, the 250 is for the management.
This is the management.
Villa Monticello. That's the management.
That was some sort of a collaboration.
Yes.
With them. They don't own it, by the way. I just wanted to distinguish them. Yes, it's important. And then also the purchase of the point. Yes, that's an acre of land. Government land for that matter. And in fact, the details we have of this particular land was purchased by someone and then transferred to him.
The lady of Dankwa Institute.
Yes.
Yes.
And there is actually a development on this land, we understand, ongoing. And some persons, contractors and others outside of the country were engaged, paid some amount of money as well. But he has, within his right, Abdul Hanan, come to dispute all of this. He says his attention has been brought to the recent statements by the Honorable Attorney General during a press engagement. His name was mentioned in connection with allegations of corruption. He states respectfully that these claims are untrue and do not reflect the facts of the matter. And so he will have his day in court and answer to the issues. So until this goes to court, I mean, in the end, beyond what the Attorney General has said, he'll still have to prove this beyond reasonable doubt in court, is it not? These people will have their day, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this one, like we're saying, viewers, once again, we are not saying they are guilty. We're analyzing just based on the facts that we've seen money move from here and etc. We've not pronounced guilt. The courts will pronounce, but it's within citizens' rights to analyze the facts. So you would see that it says that a lot of, yes, so Attorney General is going to prove, but the key thing is that from the Attorney General's press conference, it says one of the key accused persons has confessed. It's confessed. So that's the Northern Regional Manager of the buffer stock, right? So his company was used to siphon the money from buffer stock and then transferred to Abdul Hanan and his wife. This is very, very important. Very important.
My name is Lars Holmquist. I'm the Executive Vice President of Sustainability.
Look, these things I did, I just received the money. I didn't use the money to buy food. I simply received the money and transferred to Abdul Hanan and his wife, their companies. So this one, what again do you need? What again do we need? That's serious, because you look at it again, this can say, if the man, if it didn't occur, he would not say so. Right. If those things didn't occur, he would not say so. So he is a regional manager, and he says, I received this money in my account. He said, Dr. Ini says over 90% of that money was not used to buy any food stuff for our children in the schools. Rather, that company was made to receive, that's Sultan Company Limited, right? Was made to receive the money. And what did they do?
Did they supply? They didn't supply?
No. He said it just simply went to Abdul Hanan and his wife, their companies. Let's get
Transfer to their account.
Yes, so pure transfer. It wasn't meant to buy any foodstuffs. No, it wasn't meant to buy any foodstuff. You get it, then you simply transfer to Abdul Hanan and his wife, their companies. And so that's the one, Fauza Company Limited. There were 3 companies. 1 second.
We'll put that up.
Yes, I'm trying to get the list of the company. So it came from Sultan, then it went to Fauza, then there was also another of those companies. So with this, clean. You didn't transfer money to buy foodstuffs. So, Nasikano Ohi, you've not returned the money, then it means that we are in the realm of what? Stealing, etc. This one is not going to be rocket science. And it's the guy himself who has confessed. He himself confessed that, look, these monies, I didn't buy any food. So if he's agreed that he didn't buy any food, but he simply collected the money and transferred to Abdul Hanan's wife's company and other companies owned by them. What again are we waiting for? And that's how come we just hope that they would hurry up with the trial, because this kind of cases, the more they stall, then the more they breed impunity. Because this one is called follow the money. Follow the money, paper trail. Follow the money. And once you are following the money, you see that it went from that Sultan Company Limited to the various companies owned by Abdul Hanan and his wife. And they don't show that they subsequently supplied any food items to the government of Ghana.
Right.
That's the buffer stock. So once they are not able to supply, once they didn't supply as of the time of these investigations, then it presupposes that you've stolen the money. Yes, the judge will finally rule. But we as citizens here, we are allowed to say what we are. We are not doing merits. No, we are just recounting the same facts that the Attorney General is put out there. And he is allowed. I'm sure right now we've all come to accept that, yes, it's good for our democracy that usually the Attorney General is giving us detailed briefings. Yes, it's very important, because we've repeated over 10 times today that it's a whole of society approach or whole of nation approach to governance. So it cannot be the Attorney General holding all the evidence alone and not sharing with us. He should share. Yes, now let's do this. Let's quickly read through the
Adofo we na breaking news abeto dwa che say court nsem ne de che say egusu ekoso dendende omo amodi abaye sika ne nyina no enche omo nyina no omekwa ku defend omo cases ewo court o say retrieve sika ne nyina o say yesaka sika ne nyina ne tumi e de build economy adofo we na breaking news abeto dwa ameso beje ne nyina bro ewo Ghana tumi nkofo medi sika ne nyina omo amodi omo sabo abaye sika ne nyina no o so mko piem wo court na omuko yi omhwanu sesika no nso no omudi ya ombefe sika no nyina aba na e dia build the economy no for we ne yen a aye deja o social media no so bi aka ho asem court nsem a ekoso ameso beji nyina bro e wo Ghana to form mo fi semba like na ma subscribe na ma share na ma hit notification bell so am say na be ya abrini abibe do pe content say ya wo wonya ne tempa no wa hwe ni tem for aha na me de court nsem nyina besi e wo Ghana tube so do for makra mo nyina me da mo nyina se bebre